When I double talk to you, to touch me where you want to. Will you go insane when I scream your...
So today I'm joined by April J, who's joined me to chat about her musical career. April, welcome to Totally Music. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello. Thanks so much for having me. My name is April J, and I make pop music. I'm a pop artist.
Good to have you on Totally Music. So what got you into music?
I think I've always kind of been into music. Like when I was a kid, I was always putting on like little shows for my family. There's tons of like photos and videos of me like doing little performances with my cousins and stuff. So I think it was just a really natural progression, and I knew from a really young age that it's like all I wanted to do really.
Yes. So who are your musical influences?
I think it's changed over the years. I have like my big influences, obviously, like Taylor Swift and stuff like that I've had for years and years. But I think recently, my influences have changed quite a lot because my music has changed quite a lot. So I used to have quite a lot of country influences because that's kind of like music I used to make. But now I think a lot of my influences are definitely more pop or alt pop kind of leaning. So right now, Upsall is a big influence of mine. Olivia Rodrigo, Tate McRae. Those are, I'd say, my three biggest influences right now.
Nice. So what's been your favourite song you've written and why?
My favorite song that I've written is probably Me Too. I wrote that one a little while ago, and I think it's just been my favorite since. I love that song to death. So yeah, it's my favorite.
Yes. So what's been the most difficult song you've written and why?
Ooh, a lot of them have been difficult in their own way. Like sometimes lyrically a song just doesn't come to you, or production wise, sometimes the songs are very difficult. Production wise, Stop Fighting, it took a while. We went through a lot of different stages with that song. But I think maybe Me Too was really difficult for me just because of like what it's about. It was a really difficult song for me to write. But the lyrics came quickly, so maybe I don't know. They all have their things.
So what's been your biggest career highlight so far?
Biggest career highlight so far. Headline show last year was a huge career highlight. I'd always wanted to put on a headline show, and it was an incredible night. I think that, or I mean, having the TikTok viral song was pretty crazy. So It Ends With Us has a lot of highlights in it. Like, yeah, it was such a crazy song. So that those two things are probably the biggest things that have happened.
Nice. So what's been your most memorable gig?
Oh, the headline show, definitely. Absolutely. I get to do it again soon, which is very nice. But yeah, the headline show just I think the whole night is actually a bit of a blur because I was really nervous. It was the first time that we'd played like with the band that I have now, and it was just a crazy night because I put the whole show on myself. I didn't have a promoter or anything, so it was a crazy night, but I had the best time.
Where was it you played?
I played the Troubadour here in London, so yeah,
Nice. Um,
really nice venue.
so if you could perform anywhere in the world, where would it be and why?
Ooh, I have some bucket list venues. So not necessarily like specific like places or anything. I guess the venues are in specific places, but the Royal Albert Hall is my absolute number one like bucket list venue. Always has been. It's my favorite venue ever. Um, I think other than that, I'd love to play. I mean, these are really big venues, but I'd love to play the Hollywood Bowl. I'd love to play Red Rocks. Those are some really like special venues that I think would be really cool to play. But I'd also love to just like go on a tour with somebody as like their support. I'm really itching to do that right now.
Very good. So what's the best advice you could give someone wanting to start as a musician?
Ooh, best advice. Mm, I'd say like this sounds really strange, but only do it if you absolutely have to do it. If it's the only thing you want to do and it's the only thing you can think of doing, absolutely go for it. If you're like, yeah, I kind of want to do it, but there's other things I could do, I don't think you're not gonna do it. You're not gonna make it just because it's not always a hard industry, but it can be a really hard industry. So I think if it's the only thing you really want to do, it's amazing. But then I think for people that actually really, really want to do it, I'd say just don't give up unless you're no longer having fun and it's not lighting you up inside anymore. Don't give up because you have no idea what is around the corner. You don't know when that next big opportunity is going to hit. I've had some things hit when I've had crazy lows that have lasted for such a long time, and you just never know. So yeah, I think it's simple, but it works.
I like it.
Yeah.
So finally, what's next for you?
What's next for me? I have a new song coming out on the 13th of October, which I haven't actually told anybody about yet. But I'm sure once this interview goes live, it will be announced. So yeah, I have a new song called Morally Grey coming out. And a couple of days after that, I have a headline show in Edinburgh on the 16th of October. And a couple of days after that, I have the headline show in London on the 18th of October. So right now, that's as far as I can think. But those are the things that I have coming next.
So a massive thank you, April, for joining me on Totally Music. If anyone would like to check out April's music, I'll leave all the links in the description below for you. But thanks very much.
Thanks so much for having me.
Left me all alone after you brought me home. When you tell me you're just a friend.